Welcome now, Hailee Steinfeld. How you doing, lady?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
Great to see you. Congratulations on the show and the success, and it's been so well received. You play the poet Emily Dickinson, of course, but for those not familiar, it's not a straight biography. They're having a lot of creative liberty with it, right?
Yes, we take what we do know, the little that we know to be true about Emily Dickinson, and the rest we interpret using her unbelievable poetry as the driving force for the show. Between that, again, what we do know, and Elena Smith's mind, our writer and creator of the show, we get the result of a very wild, exciting period comedy that has a lot to offer.
Yeah, I mean, a lot to offer. Wiz Khalifa as Death. Right?
That's the best.
Like, it's so good.
One of my favorite parts of the whole show. And then learning that he was a fan of the show, wanted to come back and do some more. So you see a little bit more of Death in season 2, which is very exciting in a new and different kind of way than season 1, with another guest in the carriage. But he's amazing, and I'm a huge fan of him as an artist and as a person and as an actor, now I can say.
Yeah.
But really fun to have him in the show.
A lot of the fans are talking about, was it Emmy Sue? Yeah, eyebrows go up. What did you think of that storyline, of being able to kind of bring to life that relationship and letting the fans kind of go with it wherever they may?
This relationship, to me, is one of the most beautiful love stories I've ever read. And I feel so fortunate we get to play through it and have it be such a huge part of our show. Ultimately, this show is about not putting people in a box and not labeling a certain behavior, and seeing and being seen and understood. And Emily struggles her whole life to feel understood and seen by those in her very own house, except for when she's with Sue. They have this deep love and understanding for each other, and it is so beautiful and gets to be very complicated when Sue becomes her sister-in-law in season 2, but the love that they have for each other never diminishes.
Hailee, I just want to point out, I believe it's been about 10 years since your debut film with True Grit, right? I remember you were like 14 years old.
Wow.
Or something like that. And I love that movie. I love Westerns. You were awesome in it. You got nominated for an Academy Award. What do you remember about that time specifically?
I feel like I remember everything. Part of me feels like it was just yesterday, and then I realized it has in fact been 10 years, and that's a hard thing to process. But it was the most unbelievable first experience I could have ever imagined, from obviously the actors and the filmmakers involved, the role itself that I got to play, the writing, working with Jeff Bridges. That photo is one of my favorite photos. He is such a gift to this world, and I feel so incredibly honored that I was able to work alongside him in my first project nonetheless, and learning from him that kindness is everything, regardless of the circumstances you're in. You know, it's very easy to get wound up in how, you know, the pressure and the high stakes of this world that we live in, and the industry, and everything that comes with, you know, having to show up in all these different places and be in a million places at once and everything. It was just about being in the moment, being present, being kind, being patient. He fully took me under his wing, and it was just, I mean, the best experience I've ever had, really.
I mean, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, personifies all of that right there.
Okay, every time I see you, you and I talk about music. You in music now, where are you? Are you doing new music? I know that you just released or are about to release the new EP, Half Written Story. How excited are you to be back in that space?
Very excited. So I released Half Written Story at the beginning of last year, right when quarantine set in.
Right.
I put a studio in my house. I lost a guest room, but that's okay. I don't like a guest room. So, you know, I was able to just sort of deep dive into the music I grew up listening to and let that really influence my music. And Half Written Story was something that was really fun just to kind of crank out. I was very much going through something, and I was able to express that, put that out, get it off my mind, and I'm on to the next, and I can't wait to share with you what I'm working on.
Well, wait, can we do it?
Yeah, well, Hailee, I want to talk about that song, Man Up.
Man Up.
Man Up. I
It's
love
wonderful.
the title. But the lyric, my brother hates you, my mother hates you, my father and sister too. Wait, I don't have a sister, but if I did, she'd hate you
too. Come on.
You know what?
That needs a T-shirt.
I like the passion right there. So are you back together with this guy?
No. That's absolutely not the thing. I will say, hate is a very strong word and not one that I use lightly or like to use. That I was very angry. Half-written story, kind of, I feel each song represents the different sort of stages and emotions that you feel while going through a breakup.
Yes.
And you can feel it all, from anger to frustration to loneliness to confidence and self-empower. You can feel self-empowered. And Man Up was where I was just angry.
Yeah.
And I spoke for my family, which I never really do. I'd be lying if I said they didn't kind of agree with what I was saying. But I
So it's a little bit of
started
truth
in by
in
saying
there.
it's a very strong word that, we
It's
don't
tough.
like to
I get just having a daughter myself. It's going to be kind of weird when she starts, and you really don't like the person.
You're not gonna have it.
No,
I
I don't know how I'm
tell.
going to roll with it because you want him to be. You want to be supportive. You want to be there, right, and let him find out on
Might
the
as well
road.
be like,
but at
this
the end,
dude-
I bet you your dad at the end was like, "I knew it."
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I mean, when he heard the song, the concept came from when I was having conversations with this person. I kept calling my dad and I was like, Dad, now he's saying this and I really don't know what to say. And at one point, it got to a point where my dad was just literally like, I mean, this guy's got to man up. He's just got to grow up. And I'm like, ooh, I kind of like that. Thanks, Dad.
Dad
I love
knows
you were
best.
like, that's going to be a song. It's so good to see you.
Hailee, congratulations
You too.
on
Thank you.
Yes.
everything. And thank you so much for taking the time. Hopefully we'll get to see you in person soon. Dickinson
Hopefully.
is streaming right now on Apple TV+. Check it out.